Pronunciation Pro.
Pronunciation Pro.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and just kind of talk through what I mean by the model. Okay. And Brooke Castillo is the one that kind of maps this out in this way, but she even says, I didn't create the model just is, right? It just is in life. And I've seen this as I've, read so many different books and about mindset and about just kind of our thoughts and feelings. And as we've done, I've gone through different forms of therapy and life coaching and all these different resources that I've been exposed to over my life. It really comes down to what we learn with the model. And basically what that is that we have circumstances in our life, okay? We start with circumstances, like I have an accent, when I speak English, okay? And I'll go through another example here, but circumstance, I have an accent, or I guess that's, Fabian, what would you say? Would that be a circumstance or a thought? I have an accent.
This, for me, it's a circumstance because I still have, and everybody can confirm.
Okay.
That's circumstance for me.
Yeah. Okay. So circumstance is, I'm going to maybe refer to Fabiana at times throughout this to kind of confirm some things. She's been doing life coaching and things for a long time. So she's been my coach here. So circumstance, and then thoughts. We have thoughts about our circumstances. Okay. So I have an accent is neutral. Okay. It's neither bad nor good. Our thoughts about our accent is what creates the feelings. So your thoughts could be, and I love my accent, and it makes me who I am, and it connects me to my roots. And because of that, your feeling is going to be confidence. Okay. It's going to be that you feel connected. You feel that confidence. Okay. If your thoughts are, I have an accent. So the circumstances, I have an accent. Your thoughts about it are, and I hate it, or I want to get rid of it, or it's a terrible thing. Our feelings are going to then result from those thoughts. Okay. Our feelings are then going to be of self-doubt, of frustration, of feeling insecure. Those are the thoughts that are going to, or feelings that are going to come from those thoughts. Okay. So then our feelings create our actions. So depending on whether we're feeling confident or insecure, we're going to show up in a different way. Our actions are going to be a result of that. So if you're feeling confident, you're going to speak up more. You're going to share your ideas. You're going to have, be able to be your true self, no matter whether you have an accent or not, right? Okay. If you're feeling insecure about your accent, then your actions will be different. It will be, I'm feeling more insecure. Or I'm not speaking up as much. I'm not sharing myself. I'm not being myself. Last week we talked with Thomas about like pretending. I'm pretending to be something that I'm not because I'm feeling insecure about about myself. And then the results come from there. Okay, so our results then come from our actions. What results are we having in our lives? Are we connecting more with others because we're being our true self? Or are we limiting our connection with others because we're not speaking up, we're not sharing ourselves, we're not showing up in that way? So circumstances are neutral. We have our thoughts about the circumstance. Our thoughts create our feelings create our actions, and our actions create our results. The wonderful power in this is that circumstances we don't really tend to have much control over. They just kind of are, right? It is to an extent. Sometimes we can kind of, then our results become our circumstances and things like that. But thoughts through results become within our power. If we really truly accept the idea, and I have to tell you this, that I did. So when I was first exposed to this concept, I rejected it. I did not like the idea that my circumstances were my feelings were not based on circumstances. They were based on my thoughts about the circumstance. I had that connection between circumstance and feeling, that was, so-and-so said this and I was offended, or something happened and the feeling was so automatic. I didn't see the connection there, that there was a space in there where I had the power to choose. And so I rejected this whole idea. I was intrigued enough to keep listening and to keep playing with the idea, but I also was just like, no, that can't totally be right in every situation. And the more that I've studied it and the more that I've played around with it, the more I buy into it and the more I realize, hey, this is just how it is. And the more power I see in it and recognizing what I can do with that in my own life. And it really has been quite empowering to me, as I know it can be for you, as you start to, and you're all going to be at different phases of this, as far as where you are in your understanding and your mindset, your mindfulness. How aware of your thoughts are you? How much work have you done to kind of be aware of it? Did you grow up with that understanding, or was there an understanding of, no, circumstances cause feelings and I don't have control over that? Okay. Or I don't have control over my feelings. I just have to somehow try and control my actions. Even though I'm feeling crummy, I still have to do whatever it is that I need to do. So kind of interesting. And but that's the foundation of this. And that's what we're going to be talking through today. Okay. And this is a quote that I just really love. And as I learned the model, this quote kept coming to mind. And it's from a book called Man's Search for Meaning. And Viktor Frankl, he was in a concentration camp during World War II. So very bad situation. He was a Jew and was sent to this concentration camp. And he really talked a lot about mindfulness. And so he said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. Okay. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Okay, so when I'm looking at that, the space between stimulus and response is our thoughts. Okay, the space between the circumstance and our feelings and our actions, we have a space there, and that's where our thoughts reside. And we get to choose our response based on those thoughts. Okay. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. There's so much freedom in that when you know that you have the power. You control the meaning of what happens in your life. Okay. And this is where I feel like confidence really comes, is when you can choose in that space how you're going to respond to situations. Then you can really have that power and that growth. Okay. And that's what I want for all of you. That's my driving force as I see all of you and I see what you have and who you are. And I want you to be able to have that confidence, that self-confidence, to be able to go after your dreams, go after what you're really wanting in life, to speak up, to practice, to do what you need to do in your life, and make and create what you want in your life. And so much of that depends on that confidence, okay? And so my purpose, my job here is really to help you feel that, help you gain the skills, the voice, and the confidence enough to put your genius out in the world.
Your voice is important and needs to be heard. If you're ready to speak English clearly and with greater confidence, I invite you to start your free 7-day trial at pronunciationpro.com.